We've got Coach Albertin Montoya here. Coach, just go ahead and give us your thoughts on the match tonight. Obviously not the result you wanted, but an amazing atmosphere at PayPal Park for our first ever home match.
Absolutely. So the first thing I want to say is thank you to the fans, because the fact that we had a sold-out crowd, the energy was electric. So hopefully we showed signs of what the future holds for us, because I thought in that first half we were very good in how we moved the ball around. And this is our third game together, and with some players playing for the first time out there. So you don't put your chances away, and then as the second half, they had a little bit of momentum. We found our way back, and we just keep continuing learning as a team, because we need to also learn how to close the games out. That's 2 games now that heartbreaking at the end, but we just get better and we continue to improve. But I did think our football was outstanding in that first half, and hopefully the fans enjoyed it.
Question, Marissa?
What similarities did you see to the end of the Washington game and this game to have that result with the late stoppage time goal against you guys?
So on that, I'm going to have to just watch the video a little bit. It's just I think we probably could have had a few more numbers around the box and getting back defensively. Probably the mindset was, and I was actually on the sideline saying, let's go try to win this game. Let's get numbers forward. But it didn't work out. We're here at our home stadium, and we were trying to get the win for the fans. But we'll learn from that and get a point next time.
We've seen Alex Simon from SFK. You've played and coached, won a title in women's football here, but what is the difference in the meaning of this match and to have this stadium in the region? Obviously, you're bummed about the loss, but can it feel like a win even in the loss because of the atmosphere tonight?
So it felt like a win before the game, during the game, because the fans, 18,000 plus. I haven't seen that here in the Bay Area ever. Last time we had a team here and I was coaching, I was just talking to the owner. They came to watch this game, and I think probably we had 2,000, 3,000 fans. And it's just a little bit surreal. The energy, the excitement, all these young players watching some of their stars, and our players are going to be pretty special. This is going to be a fun team to watch evolve, and I think you're going to see a lot of young players be excited about this beautiful game, and they're going to aspire to be like their heroes here. So it's only going to get better. Thank you.
Sarah?
Hi, Coach. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here. A great day and a tough day. I'm curious, actually, specifically about your decision to give Joel Amerson the captain's armband tonight. Obviously, it's been a rotating band. His third game, third captain. So if you could just speak to that, and obviously the decision to give it to her. If it had anything to do with the Houston Dash being the opponent or anything like that.
It actually did. So we've been rotating captaincy as we're a new team. We're still trying to figure out who's going to be that player for us. But given the fact that she came from Houston and she also grew up here in the Bay Area, so we just thought it was the right fit, and she went out there and proved herself. So I was really happy for her.
Jason, quick follow-up, sorry.
Sure.
Along those lines, I'm curious if you can just shed a little light on who's been, a vocal leader on the field for this team.
So it comes in waves, and there's quite a few of them. You have Alex Laura, who's been a good leader for us there. You have Kayla Sharples, Emily Mangus, Joelle does that as well. And then you have some quiet leaders like Tess Bode, even Oshuala. Oshuala has come in and done really well for us. So you can pick a handful of players, and that's what we're kind of just waiting to see who's going to be the right leader for us. Because we have quite a few of them to choose from.
Yeah, with the last second defeat 2 games in a row, how much of it do you think is related to the exhaustion perhaps, or fatigue, or players getting in shape still, and the pressing style that you guys played and trying to make that last over 90 minutes?
So it could definitely play into it, because it seemed like we lost our legs there for a while, and that's why we make some adjustments. But we had some fresh legs when that third goal came in, so it's more of a mentality more so than legs, and an awareness of where we need to be and what we need to do at that point in time. But that's something that we'll continue working, and they'll push through it, and we'll get it right when it matters.
Ann Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle. You just talked about Racheal's debut.
She scored an amazing goal. The coach, after the Houston coach came in up, and he's like, "Oh, we couldn't stop her. We didn't know what to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, but only for about, I think she played, when did she go in the 60th minute? I think so. But you saw a glimpse of what she can do. She's only, this week she practiced with us, and it was clear to go for a full practice on Tuesday. So coming into a new group, and not necessarily working with us all that much and understanding our style of play, but you saw how she grew into the game early on. I mean, as the game went on, and her pace, her power, and she's got an amazing attitude. I mean, just she's always wanting to be around the ball. She enjoys her game, and that's going to be infectious for the rest of the group. So we're really excited. And can you imagine when Asisat Oshuala and her play together, right? And we're just trying a few different things, and it's a lot to look forward to.
What has been the process of building that culture, chemistry, inside and out the game? And what did your coaching philosophy? What did your philosophy?
So my philosophy has always been enjoy this beautiful game, right? Enjoy having the ball as we did in that first half. Express yourself. So let's go forward. Let's attack and respect each other. That's something that the team has done very well. They actually truly enjoy being around each other, and that's going to help us later on, down in the season, just because there's this respect and a desire to help each other succeed. And that's what we've created and practices. They're always smiling, they're competing though, they're making each other better, whether you play or not. And that's where I also have to give credit to the team, the entire team, all 26 players, because there are players that haven't even suited up or played much, and they are coming in with the right mindset and just getting after it, and which helps everyone on the team. So, credit to them. And that's kind of like a little culture, the culture we try to create, where we're in this together, and we're going to help each other out, and we're going to be successful in the long run.
Kevin?
Hey, Coach, I know we were all trying to forecast your emotions coming into this game. Having gone through it now, how does reality compare with what you were expecting coming in?
Well, I was expecting a win, right, and to put on a show for the fans. And I actually think we did put on a show to a certain extent. I hope the fans can go away with hey, this is only the beginning, and this team played some really good football. It was exciting in that first half, and they're only going to get better. They're going to be able to do it in the second half, and the emotions of tying that game, and just wanted to get a win for the fans. I really did, actually. More. I mean, obviously for the players, they've put so much time into it, but coming out and seeing this stadium like this, and we'll get another one for the fans here soon enough.
Hi, Coach. Brian Leon, Bay Area Sports Wrap. Can you just talk about how a match like this just shows the popularity of women's sports and how things have really changed?
No, absolutely, right, and deservedly so, because it's such great football that we're seeing. We're seeing some of the best players around the world coming into this league, and it's just it's about time, because you go back all the way to 99 and 2000 when the Cyber Rays were here, and they played great football. There just wasn't that much support. And then with the Pride, the team that I coached 14 years ago, but you can see there's just this energy, this buzz. This is the time, and so many soccer generations now have gone through. They understand the game, they love the game, and it's the right time. And we're excited about the future here in the U.S. and all over the world.
Hey, Coach, Mercury College, also Bay Area Sports Wrap. The way you get up these last two goals late in these last two games, should I say, are these maybe just some growing pains that comes along with having a new team like you have right now? And does it usually take longer for the back line to establish some chemistry as opposed to the forwards and the midfielders who look like they already have some good chemistry going in these first three games?
Well, I don't think so necessarily. It's actually the front line that takes a little bit longer. Yes, it looked good because in that first half, but we could have put our chances away. We didn't make the best decisions in the final third. If we would have scored a few more goals. The second goal, a PK, ball, I thought, I have to look at it at the video. I thought the ball went to the hand, but I haven't seen it yet, and that's unfortunate. It can go one way or the other. Ball just comes at her. And the third goal, I really actually have to watch it. And so our back line has, I thought, has been very good for us, especially in the ball possessing and combining and being comfortable on the ball. And defensively, yes, we need to tighten up a little bit, but it's not only the back line, it's also the midfielders and the forwards tracking back. I thought we did that very well in the first half, again, where everyone was putting that effort in. And in the second half, it's a little bit of just the legs and some players not playing that much together.
Obviously, you had a lot of build up to this specific match. I know some players are going to go out on international duty, but to be able to just get through this and maybe get into more of the normal soccer season, what I guess is the moment of getting here and then moving on from it? How can that maybe help kind of get into the rest of your season in that regard?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because then as we continue to improve, then we now lose 6-7 players, and they won't be with us for a week and a half, and that's been the case. So, all we can do is, with the group that's here, continue building on what we have so far, and then when the internationals come in, hopefully we don't skip a beat, but it is challenging, and we'll just have to integrate them a little bit sooner than we have. And I think that'll be easier once they've already spent time with us, like they have the last few weeks. So coming in won't take as long. So yeah, you'll have to ask me that same question 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now once they come back and see how we perform.
Last one, Leo.
Coach Albertin.
Yes.
Well, congratulations for getting to this moment. It took a while.
Thank you.
And the win will take a little more. Considering that you have been a part of like the two previous really like winning teams that we had in the Bay Area in women's professional soccer, how much does that inform that winning tradition? How much does that inform the way you coach, you talk to your players, you're like, hey, like this is where we come from, this is what I saw before, these are the standards.
Yeah. The standards are always the same. You're just trying to be the best that you can. And if you treat each other with respect, and I keep going back to that because that's very important, the team will come together and the chemistry will be there. And that's going to take a little bit of time. What I will say is just the game has changed so much. And just the fact that you're all here and I'm having this conversation, right? With the Pride, I don't ever recall doing a press conference after the game. It was maybe on the field with someone or on the phone. So this is exciting for all of our players, and we're going to continue just getting better and playing the brand of football that you saw in that first half, and at times in the second half, because it was exciting, right? And some might argue, it's like, well, okay, let's just go and defend and tighten up a little bit. But I'm like, let's entertain the fans, and hopefully more often than not, we'll come out on top, or I might not be around for long.
Well, on that note, thank you, Albertin, for your time, and thank you, everyone, for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Deyna, this is the second game in a row where you've had something like this happen, where you give up a goal late. Just kind of what's the takeaway from this happening a couple games in a row?
Well, obviously, like it's painful losing like that now. I think we need to keep working in trying to stay focused the whole game and just try to stay focused, and a little bit by little we are gonna be better and better. We're still a new team. We're still getting to know each other, and the only thing that I can say is like every game we look better, and every game we feel better with each other, and that's the positive side.
Jeff?
Jeff Bobman, Sports Day. First off, welcome home. Second, how deflating is it to have it back-to-back weeks, but at the same time, is this part of the gelling process? Obviously, being a new team, y'all still kind of playing together for the first month. Is this kind of part of the growing pains, so to say?
I mean, we knew that the first few games they were gonna be difficult. It's no easy cast to be a new team and to be a franchise team. But how I said, like every game we feel better with each other. Every game we see improvement, and that's what we want, and that's what we're looking forward. And it's a long season.
And
for both of you, could you just talk about the stadium tonight and does it feel like this is your home base, and what was the feeling like?
No, yeah, of course. We are very, very happy. We knew our fans were going to be the best in the league, and they showed today. They were right there with us, even in the tough moments, and we are very, very honored to play for them and to try to make them happy.
Yeah, we are happy to see the fans turn out this, and thank you for your support and being there for us. And it's not the results we were expecting, as Deyna said. We just came together, and it's very difficult, to know each other, our strength and everything. Now we are working on that and try to come up with something, because this is a new family, as you can see, and we are trying our level best every day.
Racheal, Alex Simon, SFK, obviously the injury you picked up, it's taken a bit to get on the field, but to do that and then announce your presence with a goal like you scored, just what was the emotion that you had after you see the ball go into the net? We see you obviously got to the bench and grabbed the flag and whatnot, but can you describe the emotion of that moment?
We are mixed feelings, I wanted to celebrate my signature celebration. Again, I wanted to cry. I wanted to, I just had mixed emotions. And I was so happy that I scored in my first game with the team.
I didn't know you were injured. You look fantastic.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah, SB Nation. Along those lines, Deyna, you had the first goal ever at home for Bay FC. I'm wondering if you could just talk us through some of the emotions that were going through you and with the team. Obviously, that stadium just exploded. So what was that like? I mean, you're in the history books now.
Yeah, for me, it was one of the best moments in my career. For sure. Obviously, right now it's a bittersweet kind of feeling that we all have. But I'm very happy to score the first goal at home here for this club. I'm very honored, and I think this is just the beginning. We're gonna do better. We're gonna have the positive results that we want, and us as individuals too. We're gonna keep on growing and getting better.
Jason.
The press that you guys were playing in the first half seemed to work so well. You guys created so many chances and turnovers. How exhausting is that to keep it going through 90 minutes? And did you feel like you guys did slow down a little bit in the second half?
Yeah, I think we did. It's not easy to play 90 minutes, and also they were creating chances too, and they were kicking the ball up a lot, and that's a lot of running for us. So we try to keep the ball on the floor, and we try to connect between midfielders and the attacking players. But that's football. It's tricky, and it's not always the way you want.
Bueno, I would like to talk about the process of building that culture for this team and also en español. Había mucha gente de tu país, de Venezuela, que se siente que te vienen a apoyar. Gracias.
Yeah, the culture, we feel at home. That's for sure. That we are here in San Jose, in the Bay Area, and everywhere we look is Bay everywhere, and that's very special. And in Spanish now, muy contenta, la verdad. Les pedí que vinieran y me acompañaron, estuvieron ahí conmigo, los sentí muy cerquita y eso siempre me motiva, y qué bueno que pude hacer un gol para ellos también.
Couple more questions, Liliana.
Deyna, felicidades por el gol. Cuéntame, el gol tuviste la chance de marcarlo justamente delante de la tribuna que tenía todas las banderas, que imagino que se sintió emocionante para todos, pero como lo hemos conversado antes, esto, digamos, ustedes representan mucho más que solamente atletas, más que solamente haber devuelto el fútbol profesional femenino a la Bahía, tú como venezolana, y ver tu bandera y escuchar incluso los cánticos que son completamente nuevos, el dale, 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 BFC. Cuéntame qué se siente y cuánto llena.
No, llena muchísimo. Nosotras, como dije, o sea, siempre sentimos a los fans súper cerquita. Ni siquiera habían jugadoras en el club cuando ya todo el mundo estaba pendiente de nosotras, y la verdad que estoy muy agradecida con todos los fans por el apoyo, por venir acá, por viajar. Para mí, pues, hacer ese gol que fue fantástico junto ahí a nuestra barra, ¿no? Fue maravilloso, fue un sueño hecho realidad.
Yeah, Kevin, go ahead.
Racheal, how did it feel playing in the NWSL? How did it feel out there? And then, did this exceed your expectations in terms of the atmosphere and the energy?
At club level, this is my first time to play at home and having so much crowd and so much supporters. I'm so excited to join this family, and I just feel like I'm at home. And for my teammates, they are making things easier for me, and I'm looking forward to to have more time with them and like to know everyone, because it's very difficult. I only know a few names in the team. Some of them I know the names, but the faces is just like I'm trying to figure out which one is this, which one is this. So.
All right, we'll take a couple more. Marco, and then.
Yeah, Marco, you call Spanish Sports Wrap. This is for both you ladies. Even though it's only been 3 games, it seems like you guys do have a chemistry going with each other offensively on the side of the ball. Can you just talk about how well you guys have just been able to play with each other in these first 3 games?
I mean, the hardest part of football is scoring goals. I think that's going to be the hardest part for us, just to create that chemistry that you're talking about. Like, we've been doing great, and we are just following the game plan that our coaching staff is giving us. And I think like we trust the process and we believe in what we are doing. And yeah, I think it's very easy to play with the players that I'm playing with, because everybody is so talented, and I think we all want to learn, and that's very special.
Last one right here.
Deyna, por acá. Has jugado en grandes escenarios del fútbol mundial y quisiera saber qué te dejó de particular la atmósfera que viviste hoy en PayPal Park, y también en español para saber tu evaluación de cómo sientes que va el equipo. Obviamente se están conociendo, están engranando, pero luego de 3 partidos, ¿cómo sientes que va el engranaje del equipo?
¿La primera te la respondo en español o en...?
En español, si puedes, gracias.
Pues es diferente, ¿no? Todas las ligas son diferentes, todos los equipos son diferentes. Creo que un primer partido nunca lo había vivido de esta forma, y la verdad que es sumamente bonito. Es algo que es único. No solamente nosotras como jugadoras y como equipo estamos marcando historia, sino también los fans, ¿no? Y el club en general. Entonces eso es maravilloso. ¿Y cuál fue la segunda?
Luego de 3 partidos, ¿cómo sientes que va el engranaje del equipo?
Muy bien, la verdad, o sea, lo que digo, a cada partido nos vamos conociendo más, vamos jugando mejor, vamos creciendo, sabemos cómo hacer a la compañera mejor, y no tengo ningún tipo de reproches. Yo creo que vamos por el camino correcto.
All right, well, Deyna and Racheal go. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.